morning, y'all. Okay, so we're gonna be getting ready today together, and I'm gonna be using the products that I picked with y'all yesterday. We shopped my stash that aired last week, and today, that was just yesterday for me. Today, I'm gonna use these products, and it's really gonna be like first impressions, because I've had this stuff for a while, but most of it I haven't used in a couple of years. So I'm excited to use this with y'all. Okay, so we're gonna start with the primer, and it's gonna be the YSL. I have been using this one, and I like it a lot. It's got kind of a silicone slip. Happiness Sparkles told me about this. It's got kind of a silicone slip, and it makes me just glow. Like a skin glow, real nice, and a little bit of a pinkness, adds a little bit of color, a flush to my face. Do you see? Kind of makes it like a little flushed, which I love, like a healthy pink flush. Next, I am using up my Age Rewind, always. Love this. And I used to tear the sponge off, but I don't anymore. Now I leave the sponge on and just really go to town on those. Oh, I love it. Dark circles underneath the rim of my eye. This is also my eyeshadow primer. It's going all over my lid. It's going between my eyes. It's going down shadows around my mouth. And then over here, I come a little further because I've got a little spot right here. So that's where I use it, just all through the middle of my face and all around my eyes, liberally. All right, I'm gonna do the other side. And that is probably why I run out of this so fast, because I use it all through my T-zone like a foundation kind of. So nice. Okay, then I'm getting my concealer, and I'm not gonna do anything with this until I put this on, and I'm gonna do one pump on the back of my hand, that much. If I was using it by itself, I would do a pump and a half, but I'm mixing it with the flour. One of you girls on my empties, I was throwing out several or donating several foundations, Dior, something else, and you said, why don't you mix them? I just figured that out. So I'm mixing this to use it up. The flour's very nice, but nothing stands up to my Tarte concealer. You'll see, it's a velvety cover, and then I'm just gonna mix that in. It's a velvety cover, full cover, skin finish, I would say. It stays pretty matte all day, but okay, and then it kind of mixes in with my Age Rewind, and it just kind of gets all mixed in there together. I've been asked, why do you like a full cover when your skin doesn't have a lot of spotting? Or I've always had freckles, a lot of freckles, and over the years I just got used to, you know, a good full cover. I'm a child of the 80s. We liked a good cover back then. And I've always had a lot of freckling until the last couple of years. So more than anything, it's probably just what I got used to. All right, and then I don't know if it showed, but on my chin, all through the T-zone, I did this very lightly. And sometimes I don't do it at all. Hold on. Yeah, sometimes I don't do it at all on my T-zone because I like to use a matte with a good cover on my T-zone. And what I'd been using was the Amazonian. They've discontinued this, and it's forcing me to use other stuff up. But I also remember loving this a while back, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. And it's a good full cover, and it's matte. I think it'll be great through the T-zone. So I'm just gonna, let's put it on the back of my hand. Just that much. It doesn't take a lot because it's just T-zone. It's a little bit of extra cover down here where I have shadows. Through the, you know, wherever I get shiny during the day. And this really helps me not to have to powder much at all, like maybe once. Okay, then right here through the center of my forehead, and then work it out. Okay, now I'm putting on an actual concealer because I don't know if you can tell, but I have stubborn dark circles under there. And what I've picked is the Pat McGrath. And we're just gonna go right there over the dark circles. And I know it always looks like I'm putting on a ton of makeup, but it does not feel cakey or thick. Then I've got my little beauty blender, and I'm not gonna over blend it and blend it away. You know, I'm gonna try to keep it a good cover. Work it over on the lash line. Yeah, that's nice. The Pat McGrath is really nice. It kind of reminds me of a long time ago, I had Armani Power Stretch. It's a little bit thinner of a consistency, like maybe the NARS or the Armani. All right, I'm gonna do the other side. Then I'm getting my Huda Sugar Cookie. This is my under eye powder. And I usually use the All Nighter, and I think that really makes it last. I'm gonna try the MAC Fix Plus because my All Nighter's almost out and I really wanna use this. This is the lavender that one of you girls told me about. And I'm just gonna spray my beauty blender, dip it into the powder, just right on the dark circle. I'm not going out here into any lines. And I guess if you have lines that move over here, like when you smile and stuff, I would not do this step. I don't do this anywhere I have lines that can crease through the day. It would get too thick. But that is a nice, if you can just do it right there on your dark circle, it is a nice finish. Okay, now I'm gonna get the Derma Blend. I'm going to powder all over my face and my lids to set for my eyeshadow. All right, let's get our cream blush. And I'll still, for a while, be using up this Patrick Ta, but it's going fast. This is what I'm using right now, and in last week's video, this is what I had on. We'll use this powder, but for the cream, we're using the Cha Cha tint. If I'm remembering correctly, they have this in several colors. I think we love it. If we don't, we'll get something else, but I love the applicator. It's like that. Okay. It's very thin, and it's like that. And I'm just gonna dot this, you know. It looks overpowering at first, but it's not. Okay, and then either a beauty blender or I like this It brush. It's very nice. Yeah, I like it. Okay, oh, I'm gonna do the other side. Okay, I'm doing this side with a beauty blender. I like that better. I like it way better with a beauty blender than a brush, just an FYI. Oh yeah, that's so much smoother with a beauty blender. Nice. It had been a while since I'd used that one. Okay, now I'm gonna set that with my powder on my cheeks. And I'm just gonna use the residue of the Derma Blend. All right, and then we're gonna do our powder blush. And I love still this MAC 135. This is very bold in the Patrick Ta, and I'm just going to bounce. Okay, if you've been with me a while, you know not to be scared. We will we'll blend all that. But this is why I wanted something so fair in my last video, because that is bold. And this is very fair. And I use this when I want to add something pinkish on top. That is so flattering. Like the NARS Orgasm. It's a peachy pink, and it's flattering, they say, on everybody. And it really is. Okay, I'm going to do the other side, and I'm also going to do a layer of my Essence primer on my eyelashes, and I'll be back. All right, next we're going to do eyes, and I had told y'all that I'm using not really using up, I'm just using all the time right now, my Z palette, which has all of my Viseart. They're depotted. I wouldn't even know how to tell you how to buy. You would have to buy all those. I'm also using these though, and in case you want to purchase, I'm gonna use the warm. I'm gonna use this warm, and we will just do our eyes with that. I love it. All the Viseart shadows, I love them. The matte Visearts in these with the 12 pans, they're my favorite. And I'm gonna use my Sigma E47. I don't know if you can still get this, but if you can, it's worth picking up. Okay, and I'm gonna start in the transition with that. Yeah. And I'm following my orbital bone to know where my transition needs to be. I have a whole video about that. I learned that technique from L. Larry Artistry about 2 years ago, and it was life-changing because there's no guesswork involved where that's supposed to go. And then I go over here where I have some hooding, but you know, you don't have to go over this far if you don't want. And working it down for that outer V. And then I'm going to work some along the lower lash line. Very faint. And kind of coming up to lift the eye. I'm going to clean my brush off with this color cleaner. And then I'm going to just blend that. This is the Wayne Goss number 20. The Wayne Goss number 20. Now I'm going into, I want to keep this warm. In my crease, I will do one of those. I'm going to do this rust color. The one on the bottom there. It's actually on the top. And I'm going to bounce. There's not a lot of fallout with these, but I always bounce my brush when I remember to be sure I don't get fallout. And then just kind of work it all the way across. Just changes that tone. You can tell really good in the camera. And just changes that tone to be nice and warm. All right, before I do that outer V, I'm going to give it some help. This is a great trick. I've done it in another video. I'm going to get my liner that I do my outer lower lash line. It's the Prestige in Black Brown. It's about $3 on Amazon. And I'm going to just do this outer and come up. It's my guide to where I want that outer V to be. There. Now I have a perfect guide to put that darker color out there. And I'm going into this. And I'm going to be really careful with that because in my last video, my eyes looked so dramatic. I was like, okay, that was a little much. And it was that. So I'm going to be real careful with it. And I'm just going to bounce it out here where that line is. And then just go over a little bit. Yeah, it's nice. I tell you, these Visearts are effortless. To me, this is one of the things that's worth the splurge. I should do a video, a worth the splurge video. This is on it. The mattes. Okay, so I just put on, I did my other eye, and I did another layer of the Essence primer. And while that dries, we're gonna do our lips. And I just grabbed a Rimmel. The only bad thing about Rimmels is the names were off of these, but I will put my favorite colors down below. Okay, and I'm gonna do that lip technique. I'm doing my whole lip, and then I'm getting my concealer. Put that all over. Blot. Set. Sorry, I'm rushing through that because of time. That's powder, just a very little bit of powder, and then I'm gonna reline my lips, and that will last half the day. Okay, then I'm using Kim KW. I'll put my favorite nudes below. Kim KW, Lawless Platinum, MAC Bare Bling, a little darker, MAC Honeylove, Blankety, but lately it is the Kim KW. Okay, let's do eyeliner. Rimmel in Black. It's just this little sad black liner, and I love them. I get them for about $3 on Amazon. I'm pressing into the lash line and then meeting that other liner out here. So it's kind of just the easiest wing ever. Really pressing down. I don't like to take up any lid space. Okay, I'm gonna do the other eye. I'm gonna do the other eye in my mascara, and I'll be back. All right, so I've got my mascara on and everything except finishing powder, I think, in this. We're gonna do our eyelid. The NYX Jumbo Stick in Milk, and we're just gonna go right here, inner corner. This eye is more hooded. I go here where I did on the other one and across right by the lash line. That's why I do my eyeliner first, because I cover a little of the eyeliner up. And really make this lid stand out a little more than this one. But look, it ends up looking more even. Okay, in this palette, not quite light enough for my lid, but we're gonna use this peach, not in the very corner, just over here for a little color over on the eyelid, going down and covering up some of that liner. I do not want my lid space gone. Then I'm gonna get a powder, and I haven't talked about this one, but it's just in my desk getting used, my little vanity. And it is the Kogan Dough brightening powder. I probably heard about this on Abby Bliss White. And when I don't have anything light enough in my eyeshadow, I use a powder, and it's beautiful, any powder. But this is real nice because it's brightening and just sets that down. So nice. All right, so now we're gonna do the finishing powder, the Nakia Choi. And then I'm gonna go do my hair, and we will see the final look. So pretty. All right, and that is my look with all of my makeup from my stash, and I love it. It is more fun going over to my stash and rediscovering things. I love the initial of that Charlotte Tilbury, and I remember it wears well, but I will put notes down below. Love the Jouer blush, the Cha-Cha tint. I pretty much love it all. So anyway, y'all definitely let me know down below anything that y'all are enjoying, and that's all I have for you. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Leave comments and questions down below, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all have a good day. Bye.